What is the woke mind virus? And if we don't deal with this, nothing else can get done. Tell me why you think that.
I think we need to be very cautious about anything that is anti-meritocratic and anything that is that results in the suppression of free speech. So, those are two of the aspects of the woke mind virus that I think are very dangerous. We see from, the in quotes left, a desire to actually censor. That seems crazy. I mean, I think we should be extremely concerned about anything that undermines the First Amendment.
He gets it, Inez. Like, this is the bedrock of our country. I mean, totalitarian places like China, you don't have this freedom.
Exactly. I mean, it's all about free speech. It's all about our First Amendment. I want to give you an example of my country because I just want to tell you that we should not take it for granted. My manager's wife is Turkish, and her dad liked one of my tweet on Twitter, and he was in jail for 13 days.
Wow.
So I just want to say we should not take it for granted, and it's all about protecting our First Amendment.
13 days in jail for liking a tweet.
Or liking, not retweeting, liking a tweet.
That is stunning.
Yeah, it's
and would he do it again?
I mean, he's in Turkey. I don't think he will do it again because I mean the jails can get tough.
So it worked for that government.
Yes.
Yeah. So it isn't just the chilling of free speech.
Exactly.
It's canceling it completely.
Yep.
Canceling it completely.
That's what I'm afraid will happen here.
Me too.
It is, though. I mean, to be perfectly honest, Douglas Mackey is facing 10 years in prison for a meme under this administration for something he posted in 2016. We're not as free as we think we are. I mean, we're on a march towards authoritarianism here in the United States. But what actually worries me more than First Amendment violations, which we've already seen with the government colluding with big tech to stifle Americans and free speech, is the fact that there's an increasing percentage of Americans that don't care. There are more Americans who would rather fit in the crowd than be ostracized for telling the truth. And that actually scares me more than some of this other stuff. If you have a larger percentage of the population that doesn't want to be free, that doesn't care about freedom, we're going to lose it. And we already are. So, I hope more Americans wake up and want to live in a free country.
And we see it.
We're losing it.
Well said. We see it on the left, Emily, with the disinformation board from Biden, which thankfully was disassembled. Auditing AI, scares me. You've got leftist programmers auditing AI, and then the federal government too. And then something as simple as the intel community, 51 people coming together and saying Hunter Biden's disinformation and then completely siphoning that speech off until after an election.
And the effect of which was so real and so rampant. To your point, Lisa, the apathy is frankly frightening because I do see parallels. I see us trudging slowly but surely toward that eventual really dictatorial place. And I wonder if you see parallels happening now and if you can comment on that apathy, if you see it as sort of frightening given where you've come from, where the consequences are so truly fatal. What do you see happening here?
At one point in my country, Turkey, we did have free speech. We did have democracy and stuff, but it literally changed in a heartbeat. So that's what I'm scared of for this country. We should not take it for granted. We have to educate ourselves and, we need to go out there and express ourselves because I just don't want that to happen for this country. Like Lisa said, we are not free as we think we are. But we got to do whatever we can to amplify that message.
And what was the tipping point that you noticed in your country? Like one day you just woke up and you said, yeah, no, democracy is dying.
Well, big corruption scandal happened in Turkey. President Erdogan and his family was involved in it. And after that, he started to put innocent people in jail. He started to put journalists in jail, whoever wrote about that corruption scandal. And after that, he started to shut down media outlets. And once I saw that, I was like, this guy is fighting against the free media and he's putting innocent journalists in jail. So we gotta do something about it. And after that point, it got worse and worse. And now if you're a journalist, you can't even write anything about it because they're scared because they're gonna be in jail the next day.
It's unbelievable. And Harris, censorship, it's a powerful weapon. Elon Musk talked about this. Take a listen to this.
The thing about censorship is that, sure, for those who would advocate it, just remember, at some point, that will be turned on you.
True.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of not being able to use our words and debate, I know we joke and we call, some of the college students on campus who don't want a conservative speaker on their campus snowflakes and so on and so forth. But it's bigger than that they're snowflakes. It's what you said, Lisa. They're settling for less than freedom. That it's absolutely okay for them not to be able to express themselves fully. As long as they can quiet the rest of us, they don't feel like they need to use their words effectively either. And so then you just have a quieter society. And that is complete control by the government. That's really unacceptable because we are exceptional and we must shout that. Be bold in our faith, be bold in our exceptionalism. Don't let anybody shut that down.
Yep, and instill those values in an up-and-coming generation.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.